You know when you were 5 years old? You would never let your mother turn off your nightlight because it kept away the monsters that hid in the dark void in your closet. She would laugh it off as your imagination, but you knew. You knew it was real. You know it's real. By the time you were 8, she didn't even listen to your pleas. She would just turn off the light and close your door, leaving you in eternal darkness. You had to grow up. You had to face your fears. When she left, the monsters would stretch its slender hands from the gap of your closet doors just to taunt you. His arms would grow longer and longer, and it seemed like he could get you at any second. You hoped that as you grew older, that the monster would leave and find its new victim, but it never did. As a matter of fact, it started not only haunting you from the void of your closet, it was everywhere. When you were walking to school, it would walk behind you, hiding behind trees every time you got paranoid and turned around. When you were home alone, when you watched TV and feel like something on the ceiling was creeping up to you, don't worry, you're not insane, because it was real. It is made of rotting flesh and bones of the lost souls. It smells like dead bodies, and it hugs you every time you're sad just to remind you of your own misery. As I grew older, my fears grew with me. As my fears grew, it fed on them and became larger and more terrifying. It was becoming stronger. It was no longer bound to the dark corners of my room. It was able to follow me in the broad daylight. When I was surrounded by people I loved, and when I was supposed to feel safe, it was there. I couldn't live like this anymore. My mother was right. I had to face my fears. I had to face it. Yesterday I was sitting in my living room alone when I could start smelling the scent of rotting bodies creeping up behind me. My skin was crawling, and I felt sick to my stomach. It just stood there. I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't keep on feeling like this anymore. For the first time in my fragile mortal life, I turned around to look it in the eyes. My heart was going to rip out of my chest, and it smiled, mocking me. I froze as a sudden realization came to my mind. I'm only afraid of it because all my life I thought I was supposed to be. It only exists because I'm afraid of it. If I'm not, it has nothing to feed off of. I smiled, greeting my old friend. It looked confused. I'm not afraid anymore, I whispered mockingly. It was almost like I could see fear in its eyes. He let out a blood-curdling scream and ran into my room, into my closet. It was not strong anymore. I am in power. I will become its worst nightmare. It caused my mania, and I will be the end of it. The prey becomes the hunter. It has been hiding in the void of my closet again. I plan on paying my old friend a visit tonight.